All right, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Buckeye Banter. This is our Buckeyes National Championship preview episode. Oh yeah, exciting. We'll talk just a bit real quickly about the Browns after we get into this episode and get our national championship preview going. So, without further ado, let's get this episode of Buckeye Banter going. Welcome to Buckeye Banter, Sports in the OH. All right. So, yeah, I have a little bit of a different take on this game, and I'm just going to jump right into it. Um, I personally think, no doubt about it, our defense has got to show up and play. Um, but I think the storyline that I haven't heard, and I don't understand why we haven't heard it, is why is no one talking about Alabama's defense? Have they seen what we did to Clemson? Um, you know, Trey Sermon right now and the way he's playing has made this offense so much more dangerous. Um, this Alabama team doesn't play defense like past Alabama teams. It just doesn't. Look at the stats; it'll tell you. They give up over 350 yards a game. They've had a number of teams that I would say have much less offense than Ohio State. Put up significant amount of points on them. So I don't see this game as the only way we win is if we stop them. We do need to stop them, certainly. But I think that they have to stop us. Let's not get our heads so wrapped around how are we gonna stop them. Yes, we're gonna stop them. Have to. If we don't get stops, we'll never win. You never win a ball game if you don't get stops. You got to get some. The question is, does our offense show up like it has in the last few games? Um, does Fields play anything like he played against Clemson? Um, if those two things happen, I, I think we're going to be really happy Monday night. Um, I'm not saying that's definite, but I personally think that this team has a lot that they want to prove. And that always, always, always is a bad formula for the opponent. In my opinion, that's what this team has going for it. Last year's loss to Clemson hurt. It hurt a lot, and a lot of these guys came back because they wanted this chance. Um, and now they got it, and I don't think they should be overlooked. Just to give you some ideas of teams that put up decent points against Alabama, and the top offenses. Actually, let's do it this way: top offenses in the SEC. Okay, and what were their results in the bowl games? All right. So top offense in SEC this year by yards per game is Ole Miss. By points per game, Alabama. All right. What did Ole Miss do in the bowl season? Let's take a look. And in case you don't remember what they did in the bowl game, and I can tell you that Ole Miss put up 26 points and barely beat an Indiana team that didn't have Michael Penix. Let me tell you what Indiana was without Michael Penix. They put up 35 against us, and we put up 42 against them. Without Penix, they put up 14 points against Wisconsin. But they won. They only gave up 6. So you're talking about a team that doesn't put up a lot of points without Penix, with decent defense in the Big Ten, who held the top offense in the SEC. By the way, they played their full schedule of games, as everybody wants to point out. So this Ole Miss team that is the top offense in 10 games Um, yards per game was held to much fewer points and um, nothing special on offense against a good Indiana team. Don't get me wrong. I think Indiana had a great year. Next, we got the Gators. So the Gators, by the way, got housed by Oklahoma. Oklahoma wasn't exactly known for their defense. Um, the Gators drove the field, moved the ball a lot, but they only got 20 points. So that's another of the elite SEC offenses in what they did in the playoffs. Bulldogs, they barely beat Cincinnati. Um, that's another of the elite, and they only scored 24 points in doing it. Who else we got here? LSU self-imposed the ban. We got the Aggies of A&M, Texas A&M. So they put up 41 points against UNC. So that was respectful for sure. So my point here is we've got a bunch of teams in the SEC that put up a lot of yards all season. And in the end, the best of those teams didn't really do much in the playoffs except for one in the bowl season except for one of them. And in the meantime, Clemson, who supposedly had a much better defense than Alabama and a pretty equivalent offense, struggled with us. So now we see an Oklahoma team who wasn't known for their defense, who really put it to that Florida team. So all of that to say is, I think that there's a focus on our defense, which obviously is going to be a concern, that maybe should also be put in the limelight on that Alabama defense. Again, I haven't seen it much. I haven't seen it hardly at all. So if there are folks out there who are talking about this, I'd love for you to share some links in the comments and tell me about who else is pointing this out. Because to me, it's a big story. Bama, I did see one person talk about how Bama has not been focused on the defensive side, but not as a negative. It was more about how powerful their offense is because they stopped focusing only on defense, basically, is what they were trying to say. And that now their offense is just so powerful because they have put an emphasis on that. Don't get me wrong. I think their offense is good. It worries me. They have a lot of weapons. So did Clemson. But we mostly kept them in check. So we get to the moment of truth. What is my prediction? I'm going to give it to you, and I want you guys to share yours in the comments, all right? So seriously, let's see what you got. Again, I don't think we're going to hold Alabama in check. I don't think we're going to hold them to like 14 points or something silly. But I also don't think they're going to hold us in check. So my prediction, ready for this? Now I need some drum roll effects, but I don't have any. So I predict Ohio State 45 and Alabama 40. 45, 40. It's going to be a lot of points, guys. I feel like that's inevitable. I just don't know how this game doesn't end up high scoring. So that's what I got, 45-40. Love to see your predictions in the comments down here. Leave me those. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff because it's good. Everybody likes someone who does those things for them. I like it a lot. No, really, whatever. I mean, I would like it, but yeah, it's whatever. I do this because I like it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Now, let's talk about the Browns just a minute. Looks like Ronnie Harrison is going to play, so that's good. This game, he's got me sweating. I can't wait, but I also am worried. Um, that Bills game came down to the wire. Right now, I'm getting ready to go back and watch this Rams Seattle game. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode and this weekend of football. There's so much football. And yeah, so with that, we'll see you soon. Hopefully, with a Browns playoff victory and a Buckeye natty. Let's add another one to the shelf. Come on, let's break up Nick Saban's little run, and all those Bama fans can go home and cry in their cereal. All right, that's it for now. We out.